Welcome back, everybody. Today we are obviously here to discuss Dragan Bender and where he's going to go in the NBA draft and what type of player I think he's going to be. But before we get into that, I just want to remind everybody, if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to do so you can get all of the great content that we are going to be producing in our 50 videos in 50 days challenge. So who is Dragan Bender? Well, he's a 7'1", 215-pound power forward. Maybe he's a center from Maccabi Tel Aviv. He's 18 years old and he's born in November 1997. And that makes him the youngest player in the draft class, 2 months younger than the next youngest, which happens to be Brandon Ingram. The thing that is so enamoring about him, on top of his age and the fact that he's so young, is that he's the perfect NBA big man, right? So everyone today loves the 7-footers or near 7-footers who can shoot the three, who can pass and make decisions with the basketball. But really, the 7-footers who can shoot the three and then defensively hold their own and block shots. And those are the guys that in today's NBA are really valuable. And that's why the thing about him, to me, that is so great is I think he could be an amazing role player in today's NBA. Now, I say role player for a reason because I don't see him being a superstar player. Now, some of that is because I don't necessarily know that he's going to be a very good NBA player, so I'm tempering expectations that way. And none of the tape that I saw leads me to believe that he's going to develop into a go-to NBA scorer. So let's also talk about some of the things he does well, though. So I don't want to discredit him any here. He's really obviously a very good three-point shooter, close to 40% in limited minutes with Maccabi. Yes, he did only average about 2 points a game, but he did shoot, as I said, 40% from three. He is a very good passer. You can get the sense that he has a good basketball IQ off the sense, obviously, that he is a good passer. And he's a good defender. He moves his feet very well. I like the way that he uses his size to his advantage, since he knows that he doesn't necessarily have to beat you right to the spot, but he can stay with you, and he knows that his length can impact your ability, and he uses that very well. And I only anticipate that getting better as he gets older. Now, what are his weaknesses specifically? Well, the first is obvious. It's his strength. He gets bullied sometimes off the ball, off the spot he wants to be on the court, and that does impact him on the defensive end as well. He can't hold his own necessarily in the post all the time against some of these stronger players that he's playing against. Remember, he's not playing against college players like most of these other top prospects were this past season. He's playing against grown men. So he will have that experience, going for him into the NBA. Now, that lack of strength affected his ability to drive the basketball. So I think if he's able to improve his strength, maybe he can be an effective driver of the basketball. But for now, it's not something that I see him being very good at in the NBA, at least for his rookie season, until he's able to add strength. They're going to be able to keep him out front, and he's not going to be able to do that. But he will be able to shoot the three immediately. Also, he doesn't shoot the ball as consistently as you'd like. I think that yes, he did shoot 40% from three, but it's just something that needs to be developed because he's got to have a skill he can hang his hat on. Everyone in the NBA usually has one thing that usually 95% of guys, and there's a select few that don't, but they have one thing that they're very good at, and that's gotta end up being his, in my opinion. Yes, he's also a very good shot blocker, but that's just because of his length, and if he doesn't improve his strength a little bit, that area of his game also will be nullified in the NBA. The one thing that does hold him back from being a go-to type scorer, and the reason why I don't think he'll ever develop into one, is he doesn't have a high level of athleticism. Yes, I know you'll tell me, Dirk Nowitzki doesn't, but Dirk Nowitzki was an elite level shooter already coming over from Germany, and he'd already been given the freedom to develop his ball handling a lot by the time he got here. So Dirk's offensive repertoire was already much more advanced than a Bender's was, as far as I can tell, coming in. And so, therefore, without that athleticism, I don't think he'll be able to develop that offensive repertoire and become like a go-to or even a number 2 scorer. And that's why I don't think people should compare him at all to Kristaps Porzingis. They are both 7-footers who can shoot threes and block shots, and they are from Europe. But other than that, I don't see too much similarities in their games. Granted, not all that much. I knew coming about Porzingis when he was coming over. So maybe Bender is a little better than I realize. Just leaving that out there as a possibility. So who does Bender remind me of currently in today's NBA? I like to compare him to current guys, obviously, so that way you guys have a good idea of what the players are like. The best I can find, honestly, were 2 high-level passing big men in Boris Diaw and Josh McRoberts. McRoberts, I'd like you to just remember a couple of years back when he was on the Hornets before he went to the Heat and kind of suffered some injuries. He was a great passer, over 4 assists a game and around 8 points, and was able to shoot the 3. I think if Bender could develop into something like that, that would be a very, very good player, and obviously he'll have a better impact than both him and Diaw ever have on the defensive end due to his size and his ability, to use his length and block shots and stay in front of offensive players. In the draft, there's a team that I think if he goes to, he can have a lot of success in the league. And the reason I say this is because too many times guys get drafted by the wrong team, and therefore they don't have success right away, or it takes them time to establish themselves, or worse off, they aren't able to establish any footing in the league and they're out in a few years. So there's one team that I'm eyeing for Bender, and I don't know if it's a possibility, but I think that the Minnesota Timberwolves would be a great fit for him. Karl Towns can really make up for any of the flaws that Bender has in his game. He's not overly strong. So Towns can probably take the stronger matchup, and in practice he can work with Kevin Garnett, and Kevin Garnett can help him develop his game. And you better believe if he doesn't get stronger, Garnett is going to make him pay for it in practice. And trust me, that's going to make him want to hit the weight room a little bit harder. I just think in terms of team fit, outside of the big men, Wiggins takes a lot of pressure off scoring the basketball. Ditto with Zach LaVine, and Rubio does a great job distributing it, so he can get some easier looks from the 3-point line, and that way there's not that much pressure on him coming in. Granted, he's not gonna have to play many minutes right away. I wouldn't imagine him playing very many minutes, maybe around 12 to 15, if that. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he has some time at the D League. Lots of teams are doing that now, and depending on where he comes in, development-wise, I think we'll have a much better idea for his development if he does come over this season. I think he's going to, obviously, but if he comes over and he plays in the Summer League, you'll be able to tell what his talent level is like a little bit better. But guys, let me know what you think about Bender. Do you guys think I'm wrong? You think he's going to be a go-to scorer? Do you guys think he's going to be a bust? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for listening.